Okay, because unfortunately we're now going to Farigiraf.
Farigiraf.
And let me just do the decks first. Scarlet says now that the brain waves from the head and the tail are synced up, the psychic power of this Pokemon is 10 times stronger than Giraffe Eggs, which no, it's not. Its base stat at special attack is 110. And the hardened head from its tail protects the head of the main body as Farigiraf whips its long neck around to headbutt enemies. So this was shown before the game came out. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. I love Giraffe Rig. Giraffe Rig is
I
a
love
Pokemon
Giraffe.
I really love. And
I,
honestly, what I wanted for an evolution of Giraffe Rig was just what Giraffe Rig's original design looked like from the
mm-hmm.
beta. Having the back be identical but dark.
Yeah. Like I also would have like I like that, and then I would have liked another stage where the back takes over.
Sure.
Like I've seen
But
that, and I've that as well.
the palindrome name doesn't even make sense now because there's not anything. There's the heads are one place.
Yeah.
And Farigiraf, is it Farigiraf or Farigiraf? Like, because
I don't even
we
know.
don't call
I
it a
don't even,
giraffe, but it
yeah.
sounds weird to say Farigiraf.
Farigiraf.
And I only heard people say Farigiraf, but nobody says Giraffarig. So
Yeah.
I just my sister does like it. She thinks it looks like it's wearing a hoodie. And
It does.
I guess I can appreciate that, but she also just started really getting into Pokemon with Legends Arceus. I had a
I don't
long
know.
time to love Giraffe Rig.
I don't know where I saw this. Maybe it was like a teaser for like the show or something. But I remember seeing Farigiraf like have its mouth closed and its eyes turn like green and stuff. I don't know. But
Uh,
like it's neat. But yeah, I don't know. It's D
yeah,
tier.
mine's D tier. I love Giraffe Rig, and I wanted so much better for its evolution. At this point, I guess the one upside is I can put an Eviolite on Giraffe Rig if I wanted to.
Yeah, I put it high D tier though, because like I like it didn't disappoint me as much, but like yeah, I wish more could have like I'm upset for what it could have been.
Any evolution that doesn't do a good job for a Gen 2 for me is pretty disappointing because that's my favorite
Yeah.
gen, and there's so many Pokemon in there that needed good evolutions.
Okay,
Well,
Wigglet.
Wiglet was the only other convergent evolution Pokemon that was revealed before release. We only have two. I don't know why they introduced the concept of convergent evolution and gave us only two lines.
Yeah.
But Wiglet is a Gardeneal. The deck says this Pokemon can pick up the scent of a Veluza, which I at first misread it the first time I read the decks, and I thought it was the those like Brazilian horns or whatever.
Fellas.
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean the scent of one? But I can pick
That's
up
so
the
funny.
scent of a Veluza just over 65 feet away, will hide itself in the sand. Well, I didn't see a Veluza in the game yet, so I didn't even know that was a Pokemon. I was
Yeah.
like, what is that? And Violet says, though it looks like Wiglet is an entirely different species. Their resemblance seems to be a coincidental result of environmental adaptation. The other thing I want to note about it is when they first showed Wiglet, I didn't think it was a Gardeneal. I thought it was a gooey duck. Which I'm not
Oh,
sure.
gross. Yeah. No. Yeah.
You know
I
this,
know what a
right? Long clams.
long clams.
It looked like one to me.
These look like hamburgers. No, that's what we call hamburgers. It's a regional expression. You call
The
hamburgers long clams.
clams. But the bottom of it where the dirt is, I thought that was its shell in the original models they showed. And
It kind of does.
I thought it was a gooey duck, and I got excited because that's such an obscure animal.
Yeah, that would have been very interesting to
And
have a gooey duck.
but an eel's not that obscure. I guess it's
Yeah.
interesting that that's a Diglett like thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been fun if it was like a Diglett, like a Diglett Divergent Evolution, but like you could see its body. as opposed to like the same it being underground so you can't see it, because then like it would have like fueled a lot more of that. Oh, what does Diglett look like underneath? You know?
Well, we know Diglett underneath has feet,
Yeah,
thanks to Mystery Dungeon.
yeah. Although I did just walk by a duck trio in my game that was like no clipping its way through a mountain, and it did not. There was nothing underneath, so Twilight Zone theme starts playing in the background. That's all I'm saying.
Well, either way, I'm putting Wigglet at near the bottom of B tier. I still think it's a decent design.
It's neat. It's gonna go behind the Tauruses, C tier.
Okay.
Wugga wugga wug.
Of course, they only showed off Wigglet, not Wug Trio, and at that point, the big question is, does this thing evolve? Does it evolve into something completely like not even referencing? And I was honestly excited that it did evolve into Wug Trio, that they kept that idea.
Yeah.
The design itself, I'm not big on Wug Trio.
Yeah, I wish it'd be different.
It reminds me kind of Bibaracle or whatever. Just a little better, but still kind of eh. Ultimately, I don't even know how this thing moves. Like, does the clump of ground just move around with it?
Yeah, I've seen them in the wild. They just kind of hop around.
It's so weird.
If I remember.
I still would rate it below Wigglet, even though I was excited that it's still Wug Trio. I'd put it C tier.
Yeah. I actually
right here.
Below Oincologne's D tier.
Oof.
It was disappointing to me. Like, it was not what I wanted.
Like I said, it's not really what I wanted, but I'm still glad that they went with Wug Trio and not just completely some other thing.
Yeah. I mean, I wish it would have been. I wish it would have. I would have had the same energy towards Wug Trio that I had for Claude's Eye. You know, like I wanted to feel that kind of like just pure joy, serotonin. You know.
Yeah.
But
they can't all be.
They can't all be like that. I mean, point in case, Dondozo, if you're ready for it.
Oh God, Dondozo.
Dondozo upsets me. Like, I'm sorry that we're breaking the pattern for me talking out before you, but like,
you don't like Dondozo?
I love Dondozo. I truly love everything about Dondozo. I love everything about its companion Pokemon Tatsugiri. Like, I just hate the fact that we don't have very many options to experience them how they're supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
Like they're over leveled by the point that you can only do there's only one place you could do double battles realistically, and they're over leveled by the time like you can't catch them. Like if you want to fight everything in the natural progression, they're too high level for you to battle them.
You can in the post game and the.
Well, yeah, but like really, like by that point, ugh. I don't even know. But yeah, well, I like the Dondozo.
The dex entries, this Pokemon is a glutton, but it's bad at getting food. It teams up with the Tatsugiri to catch prey. And it treats Tatsugiri like its boss and follows it loyally. Though powerful, Dondozo is apparently not very smart. I like Dondozo. He's a good boy. He's not a Pokemon I'd use for those reasons, but also is I don't know, just a single stage water type. And but I like him as a concept. I like the way he looks. And
Dondozo. Go ahead.
I would put him maybe high B tier based on looks alone.
Yeah.
But you give your thoughts, and I have one more thing to add after.
Well, I was just saying Dondozo's the only thing in the game that triggered my fear of the wolf.
Fair.
Like I for those of you who don't know about me, I am afraid of, like, it's not full on thalassophobia, like fear of the water in that way, but like I was like afraid of the Loch Ness monster being underneath my bed. Like I couldn't close my eyes while showering while I was a kid because I thought orcas would come and eat me in the shower. You know, like I am very like the huge creatures underwater in an area where they are have better mobility and stuff trigger something within me. And Dondozo was the only thing that did that, and it only did it in my Scarlet playthrough, because in my Violet playthrough I didn't even know where it went. So like I didn't see it like swimming, but just now when I did it literally this morning, I saw it and I had to follow that thing, and that was terrifying.
I didn't realize it's underwater. You follow it.
Yeah, you can see it. You can just see like the tip of it, like slowly, like moving towards where the Herba Mysticas are.
I wish I didn't miss that though. That seems like a detail I really missed.
It is ooky spooky. Like no other water Pokemon did that. Like Gyarados is swimming at me, like nothing. Like this dude did that to me, and I'm gonna put him on low A tier because he spooked me, but I like him. I like the catfish. Its signature move, I think it's called Order Up. I don't know what it is, but I love it because it puts like 3 sushi things on and it hits with it.
I'll give us some words on that actually when Tatsugiri comes up.
Okay, but yeah, so yeah, low A tier. I like the boy. Very scary. To me specifically, and probably just me.
In fact, though, because they're relevant to each other, we'll do Tatsugiri now.
Which color? You're doing pink, yellow, orange?
Sure, I'm gonna do them all together like we did with Tauros.
Yeah, they're technically like droopy, slinky, and wavy or something.
Yeah, the orange is curly, the pink is droopy, and the yellow is stretchy.
Yeah, and the type that you have when the Dondozo.
Sorry, you cut out. What? Hello?
Convex.
You cut out.
I think.
You cut out.
Oh, I keep getting cut out?
You're back now. You cut out for the entire thing.
Oh, wow. The type that the Dondozo consumes in the double battle affects, I think, order. It makes it so it changes something. I don't know quite because I didn't have them in my something about that. Yeah, I read something about it increasing special attack.
Oh.
Deep. I'm looking it up.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, curly form increases attack by 1 stage, droopy defense, and stretchy.
Okay. I'll fully explain about that in a minute, but first I want to talk about its design.
Yeah.
And its dex. Its dex entries, curly form says, this is a small dragon Pokemon. It lives inside the mouth of Dondozo to protect itself from enemies on the outside. And Violet says, Tatsugiri is an extremely cunning Pokemon. It feigns weakness to lure and prey, then orders its partner to attack. The droopy form, Scarlet says, this species' differing colors and patterns are apparently the result of Tatsugiri changing itself to suit the preferences of the prey it lures in. And Violet says, this Pokemon tricks its opponent by playing dead. It is small and weak, but it uses its smarts to survive. Then the stretchy form says, bird Pokemon are its main prey. This Pokemon knows it's weak, so it hunts with a partner. And it's one of the most intelligent dragon Pokemon. It camouflages itself by inflating its throat sac. Either way, as you can see, they all kind of look like what's it?
Oh, I have it literally right in front of me.
Nigiri.
Yeah. Nigiri.
Curly form is shrimp Nigiri. Droopy form is tuna Nigiri. And stretchy form is agar urchin Nigiri. Also, interestingly, shiny curly looks like eel Nigiri. Shiny droopy looks like halibut or squid Nigiri. And shiny stretchy looks like salmon Nigiri.
It's for all our sushi heads out in the crowd today.
I mean, I like Nigiri.
It's been so long since I've had sushi.
Hasn't been that long. I had some like a month or 2 ago. And nigiri is what I really like because I like the rice and the fish. I don't like seaweed. So either way, these little cuties. I mean, I was a little disappointed they didn't evolve, but like I understood why. It's because they're gimmick Pokemon,
Yeah.
and they do look fine the way they are. It's just I'm not quite as far as you in that I don't use anything that isn't 3-stage, but I generally only use something that evolves at least once.
Yeah.
And,
Well, they could have even evolved into the Donzo, like, and the Donzo could have been like Water Dragon or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it would make sense. Like mouth brooding, like animals exist. You know?
Oh, do you have any thoughts to add about them?
No, I thought they were neat. I first saw one, and it literally looked like sushi was thrown into the game. So I ran into it like with a level 20 team, and it was level 52, and it almost destroyed me. So it's also when I learned that Pokemon, even when caught, won't listen to you if you don't have enough badges. It's
Yep.
because at level 50 something, after throwing like 70 Pokeballs at it,
It's
for them
not.
to use it,
It's
not
only
listen to
if
me.
it's only if you catch them higher than that level. You can level them up past the level.
Yeah, but that's what it was. Like
Yeah.
I was level 20 with like 2 badges,
Yeah.
and like brute force catching one, and then I was like, oh man, I'm gonna sweep the rest of the game with this Pokemon. And then it wouldn't listen to me. So like, what the heck. But yeah, I'm gonna rate them.
I put them in A.
Oh,
Kind of in the middle of
okay.
A, with Curly the highest, Stretchy in the middle, and Droopy at least.
I'm gonna put them in high B, below the starters, with it being the orange one first.
Curly.
That's Curly.
Yeah.
Stretchy's the yellow one.
Yeah.
Second, and then Droopy last.
Okay, put them in the same order.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think they are very aesthetically pleasing Pokemon. I just wish they were not a double battle thing.
Yeah, right? Like, I wish there was more to them.
But I do want to make a comment now about their double battle thing. Yes, they each boost a different stat, but also part of the Commander and Order Up combo first boosts all stats by 2 stages, and additionally it'll boost one of those stats a third stage.
Yeah.
And
well, and like,
okay.
I wish it would have been like that if you had them both in your party and you like took out the Donzo, it would have like a Tatsugiri inside of it, you know, or something like that. You know what I mean?
That
like
it would be very broken. I was going to follow up with how this currently the ability is very broken. Double battles, as far as I understand the current meta, pretty much you have to have a Dondozo and a Tatsugiri because they're so broken, and that's because of what might be currently an exploit. Because they currently are, how the ability works is obviously Tatsugiri is not an independent Pokemon then, so it's kind of a 2v1, and that's maybe kind of balanced. But if you give the Tatsugiri a Toxic Orb or a Flame Orb, it will faint from the status problem inside of Dondozo's mouth. Dondozo will keep the stat increases, but you can send out a second Pokemon, and that makes it very busted. Because now you can do 2v2, but one of your Pokemon has all your stats essentially more than doubled.
That's intense, yeah.
And that's why I don't think it would work if just having it in your party triggered that, because this is Slackoth without Truant kind of broken.
Yeah.
It just would be above legendary stats.
That's fair. See, like, I don't know anything about competitive play, and having your
yeah, it's just you'd have it permanently. Essentially, all its stats would be at least double. So it'd have base 300 HP, base 200 attack, base 230 defense, base 130 special attack, base 130 special defense, and base 70 speed. It'll be kind of slow, and that's without the color boost too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we know.
Oh wait, not the HP. I just remembered it doesn't increase HP. So the HP would still be based 150, but it'd still be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there's not really a way to balance it otherwise.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the exploits that this certainly is will get patched at some point.
Yeah. Random, but did they ever patch the RNG being the exact same every single time?
For what?
For online battles, I read an article that said that the online part is identical.
I didn't know that was a thing, so I don't know.
Okay, well, either way, if you're ready, vaulting Veluza.
Veluza.
What did you say?
Vavuvu.
Yeah, the Vuvuzela.
Yeah, the trumpet fish.
Yeah.
Even after realizing this was a Pokemon, I still expected it to, for some reason, look like a horn.
Yeah.
Veluza's dex entries are, at least the Scarlet one, is very problematic. Or it makes me uncomfortable. No, they both are cool. When Veluza discards unnecessary flesh, I was like, what the heck? Its mind becomes honed and its psychic power increases. The spare flesh has a mild but delicious flavor. And Violet says Veluza has excellent regenerative capabilities. It sheds spare flesh from its body to boost its agility, then charges at its prey. I don't like it. I don't like that it just...
It's not like a real fish?
I don't think so.
That, like, does that?
I don't think there's a fish that... No, its name and appearance suggest inspiration from Hakes? Hakes? Especially of the, I don't know the scientific name, family. It's an important fish in Spanish cuisine. Spain is the biggest consumer of hake, maybe? I don't know. In the world?
It's a Spanish word to be hake.
Hake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of for all the half of the hake.
Oh, it's not. It's based off Medusa, which is the Spanish word for hake. So it's hake.
Okay, it's hake. Either way, the fish has nothing to do with that. That's just something they came up for with its like powers. I feel like that was come up with because of the whole materials you can gather from Pokemon now, and you can get fillets from it. And that's to explain why you're not killing them, but you're still getting fillets.
Oh, yeah. It's like Slowpoke tails. Oh, yeah, they'll eventually grow.
And this doesn't even sound like eventually. It sounds like it's pretty quickly. But I still don't like it. It also doesn't evolve, which doesn't help for me. We have another water psychic fish already that's both better and worse, I guess.
Bruxish?
Bruxish. Yeah.
Ugh. Worse.
Why can't we have water psychic Pokemon that don't make me uncomfortable on a deep level? This thing is... I don't want to put it in F, because I don't hate it as much as some things, but this is like D... I'll put it above Flittle, that thing's weird still. It's top of D, I guess.
I'm going to put it above Wugtrio, below Oinkolo. D.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Nope, I don't like it. It goes at me way too fast when I'm in the water, and it upsets me.
Oh yeah, my sister complained about those a lot, and I was just like, that's also what Sharpedo did in Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of used to it at this point, but it is a little annoying. Finizen!
Finizen. Let me think about my friend Finizen.
Finizen...
I won't yet.
What?
Go ahead.
Finizen's dex, it likes playing with others of its kind using the water ring on its tail. It uses ultrasonic waves to sense the emotions of other living creatures. And Violet says its water ring is made from seawater mixed with a sticky fluid that Finizen secretes from its blowhole. What's that? I feel a little uncomfortable, but...
Pokemon has to make things gross. Like, they can't just leave things be
It can't just have a ring on its tail?
No.
That being said, I was a little disappointed it's pure water. It looks like it'd be like, I don't know, pure fairy or something. It looks so...
It's so cute.
cute, but at the same time, I've wanted a dolphin Pokemon for a while, but I have wanted it to not be a super cute thing. Because dolphins are brutal. This should be a water dark. Dolphins are like horrible creatures.
I mean, let's talk. We can talk about its evolution.
We will talk about its evolution, but Finizen itself, it's a C tier. It's cute enough that I'll put it like second, but like about all it's going for me is that it's kind of nice to look at. But
low B for me.
Low B.
Yeah, one of my first experiences with Finizen was it's gonna might be triggering to some people, but it was a mass beaching of them. There was like 7 of them that were on the beach, and I screenshot it and I sent it to my brother. I'm like, did they really just do that? Like, is this an accident? Like, is Pokemon really beaching dolphins?
Wow.
Like, it was very upsetting. So like, I was
Did you like save them all?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do I catch these? Do I just like take them out of their misery? I just walked away. I flew out of that. I caught one and I left. I could not handle the emotional responsibility of having to like encounter that situation.
And then you breed it and you tell the one you just bred, and that's how I met your mother.
Yeah. Well, and like that Finizen, as you know personally, went a long way because that's the one that I asked you to help.
Yeah, I figured out like a week later that that's what you came into my world to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got Finizen and I was like, how the heck do I evolve it? And I looked it up online. I'm like, oh, just get it to level 38. And then I started leveling up. I got to like level 38. By then I forgot what level. I just remembered high level. And at like level like 40, I think 48, like 10 levels later, I was like, shouldn't this thing be evolved by now? And I looked up online. I'm like, oh, level up while connected and multiplayer. And that is how I evolved my Finizen into Finizen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I evolved it, and I was like, wow, that was the most anticlimactic evolution I've ever seen.
Oh, let me tell you. I can already tell you right now, this is not a joke. I'm being 100% serious. Palafin is my favorite Pokemon in this generation. Like above Clodsire. It is so freaking funny to me that it evolves into what it evolves into. We don't
like a heart on his chest.
We don't have to talk about Zero to Hero form. Everything else about the Pokemon is disappointing. That's why it's not going to be above Clodsire.
Wow.
But I don't like Zero to Hero. I don't like Hero form.
I actually like it. Like,
I mean, I know based on what you were saying, like that's why I said that you would like it. I prefer just a regular Palafin, like with just the heart on its chest. It's so funny to me that it's literally the exact same Pokemon.
I mean, like, because I briefly didn't know that it had another form, and I saw that like immediately when I got the Dex entry, it shows the other form. But before the Dex entry, I was just like, what just happened?
It's so funny.
Its hero form looks ridiculously dumb, but I also sometimes like ridiculously dumb. And that coupled with I couldn't figure out what water Pokemon to have it on my team late game, because none of them really stood out to me, but I wanted a water Pokemon, so I just put this thing on because it at least evolved, unlike anything other water Pokemon other than Quaxley.
Yeah.
And so I just put it on my team, and it is so strong that I just kind of I kind of like it. Like, you have to switch it out, but I just always had it at the front of my team, and just the first thing I did was just use its signature move. Use the signature move, bounce out, and now it's ready to run stuff.
Yeah, like it's perfect because you bounce out into something that your Pokemon would be like you would have the advantage over the opponent. You know, like it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's a good Pokemon, and when it transforms into a hero form, it is ridiculously strong. Like It is incredible how big the
Yeah.
stat jump.
Yeah, it goes from a base 70 attack to a base 160 attack. It more than
Yeah.
doubles its attack. It doubles its special attack from 53 to 106, but why are you using special attack with a base 160 attack? And yeah, its defenses also go up a bit too. But it's also 100 speed. This thing is really strong.
Yeah.
The dex entries, Zero Form says this Pokemon changes its appearance if it hears its allies calling for help. Palafin will never show anybody its moment of transformation. And its physical capabilities are no different than a Finizen's. Once the allies are in danger, it transforms and powers itself up. Then Hero Form says this Pokemon's ancient genes have awakened. It is now so extraordinarily strong that it can easily lift a cruise ship with one fin. And this hero of the ocean swims at a speed of 50 knots and saves drowning people in Pokemon.
I love it.
Honestly, I can't put its Zero Form lower than Palafin because it is equal to Palafin plus a heart. So logically, it is higher than Palafin. So I guess I have to put it in B tier.
Yeah, it's better.
It's logically better. It's the same thing plus one detail. But Zero Form, because it's so ludicrously dumb, I put it in A tier.
See, like this is again one of the bigger differences. It's gonna go to F, my dude.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
If I can't have a dolphin that's ruthlessly evil, at least have it be a dumb superhero.
No, that's fair, and that's what I was saying. I had some hot takes because literally Finizen is B tier, right in the middle. Palafin's Zero Form is S, and then its Hero Form is F. Literally all over the board. But I have to be honest with myself. I love Zero Form Palafin. I wish it would have stayed that way.
You can keep it that way. Just don't switch it out.
But don't switch it out, right? But
there's definitely worse water Pokemon than its Zero Form stats. So
listen, man, it's fine. I've made my peace with it.
Well then, if you've made your peace with it, we can move on to Smoliv.
Scarlet,
who was another one of the first Pokemon shown off for the game.
With the chunk.
Yep. And it's it protects itself from enemies by emitting oil from the fruit on its head. This oil is bitter and astringent enough to make someone flinch. And Violet says this Pokemon converts nutrients into oil, which it stores on the fruit on its head. It can easily go a whole week without eating or drinking. Smoliv is cute. I think it's a B tier Pokemon. I like it. I will put it right there at this point, below which was the evolved? Finizen?
Palafin?
Palafin. Below Palafin, above General Grievous. I can't remember these names anymore.
Dondozo?
Dog.
Tatsugiri?
Ghost dog.
Grievard.
As I said, General Grievous.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Smoliv at the top of C tier. It's the definition of middle of the road for me.
I mean, it would be C tier, but its official art makes it look like it's permanently crying.
It's concerned. Yeah, it's always just concerned. It's like, ah!
And that just speaks to me on a deep level. That's why I picked Sobble. I like any Pokemon that looks like it's permanently in a state of distress.
Yeah, you just like Pokemon that are distressed.
I mean, I'm distressed, so I find it relatable.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then my Smoliv evolved into Dolive. And I was just like, this is like the cutest thing ever.
Dolive is very cute.
Dex Dolive shares its tasty, fresh-scented oil with others, which is kind of weird.
Yum yum.
The species have coexisted with humans since time's long gone.
Can I gift you some oil? Would you find that upsetting or charming?
I excreted from my head.
No, I'm just saying personally. If I were to gift you a bottle of oil,
only if
would you find that weird?
Only if you excrete it from your head.
I mean, we don't have to talk about how oily of a human being I am, but that could be arranged.
This violet is it basks in the sun to its heart's content until the fruits on its head ripen. After that, Dolive departs from human settlements and goes on a journey. Oh, wow.
I must go. My people need me.
I did not know the violet entry. I kind of love how cryptic that is.
Oh yeah, I had a Smoliv in my team. They were my grass because I picked the fire starter.
Yeah.
So when I read that, I was like, "Excuse me."
I unfortunately didn't even evolve my Smoliv until late game just to complete the decks because I had my Sprigatito.
Yeah.
But I saw Dolive and I was like, it's so cute. This is... I think I want to put it in A tier just because of how cute it is.
It's very cute, but honestly, I like Smoliv more. So it's below Smoliv and C tier.
Fair. And what's the next Pokemon? Next Pokemon's Capsikid.
No, Arboliva.
No, I think it's Capsikid.
Arboliva.
No, Dolive, it's my final form.
Listen, it's very upsetting. We can both just make our peace with it, accept it, and move on. Arboliva is disappointing.
Well, if Arboliva existed, I guess its deck entries would probably say something like, this calm Pokemon is very compassionate. It will share its delicious, nutrient-rich oil with weakened Pokemon.
Why would you? I'm dying. Would you like a cup of oil?
Or this Pokemon drives back enemies by launching its rich aromatic oil at them with enough force to smash a boulder. I guess its solution to friend or foe is have some oil.
Lovers, enemies, oil.
It's like I don't see the difference. I see all people as recipients of oil.
Oil. Yeah, Arboliva's sad. Arboliva's real sad. Mine had the Seed Sower ability, which was interesting, but it almost always guaranteed helped the enemy more than it helped them. Like, Arboliva would die in 2 hits, and they would now have like regen applied to them because of my.
Oh, I didn't even know what Seed Sower.
Grassy terrain. It makes grassy terrain when you hit with physical moves.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I didn't use it at all. It evolved, and I was like, I already had a grass Pokemon. Even if I didn't, I don't remember the last time I've seen a grass Pokemon this ugly.
I beat the Elite Four with one of them in my team, and like I said, guaranteed every single Elite Four member would kill my Arboliva right at the beginning, and then they would just have regen for like 5 turns.
Excuse me, Larry would not have regen. All of his Pokemon are flying.
Fair, but it was already dead by the time I fought Larry. I didn't heal until Rika heals all of your Pokemon by default.
Dang, wow. Hardcore.
Listen, I commit to the gauntlet.
Listen, I do enough gauntlets and King's Locks, I want to relax.
And if you're asking why I was able to use it multiple times, it's because I had a Palma? Is that what it is?
We'll get to that thing.
Revival Blessing. I'm just saying I didn't use items, but I had a skill. We'll get to it. I just wanted the continuity to make people know I meant what I meant.
I put it in F tier. Where did you put it?
Oh, Arboliva. I'm gonna put it in D, above above Veluza, and literally, had I not read the Pokemon entries, Veluza would have been higher. But like weird flesh thing, it's really upsetting.
Would you like a gift of my flesh?
No. Would you like a gift of my oil?
Yeah, I was gonna respond to that. My head? They could exchange flesh and oil with each other.
Oh. You could fry up a nice little fish fry with them, and neither of them would have to be consumed. I feel like in real life, you would love having the Pokemon, like delicious fish and oil to fry the fish in. That's healthy for you. Like it literally sounds like the best.
Quotes. It still has fat, and I'm not supposed to have any. But...
I think it's like magical oil that heals you.
Sure.
It's like reverse fat.
I don't.
Either way.
But I mean, I would never evolve my Arboliva into Arboliva, so. But Olive can still give me her oil, I guess.
Well, now Capsikid.
Capsikid. I saw this little thing running around, and I was like, "The heck is this ugly little thing?" And then I
I
saw
love
its name, Capsikid, and I was like, "Are they doing it? Are they finally doing it?" I've asked for so many years for a grass fire pepper Pokemon. Is this going to be a grass fire pepper Pokemon? And we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
But this is a little pepper Pokemon, a little grass one.
Yeah, it's a little, but it's also a Kappa, which is cute. I thought it was gonna be.
I didn't even notice the Kappa part. We have two Kappa
Yeah,
Pokemon now.
it's the Capsikid, Kappa.
I thought Cap like a hat. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it is, but it's a
Yeah.
Kappa.
Yeah, I didn't notice that layer. Oh, I love it more now. Thank you.
You're welcome. I like Capsikid a lot.
I now am one step closer to having my full Kappa team.
Kappa, Kappa, Kappa.
I now have two Pokemon for it.
Which ones?
Ludicolo and...
Ludicolo. Yeah.
So Scarlet says the more sunlight this Pokemon bathes in, the more spicy chemicals are produced by its body, and thus the spicier its moves become. And I'm just realizing pretty much every grass Pokemon added this gen talks about the more sunlight that this bathes in, the more blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think it's because of Koraidon, but we'll get to it.
And Violet's traditional Paldean dishes can be extremely spicy because they include the shed front teeth of Capsikid among their ingredients.
See, Capsikid with Arboliva and Veluza, like you're just
no, I'm not eating its teeth.
You're eating a spicy fish fry. Yum yum.
I'm not eating this child's teeth.
Eat child's teeth.
No,
Dad.
If somebody
eat the child's teeth.
Please, whoever came into the stream just in this awkward moment.
Listen, I would be a tooth fairy for this child's teeth, and I would consume. Yum yum yum.
That being said, no, I was gonna put it in B, but I know it's a Kappa now. I have to put it in A. That just added one more good layer.
Oh, fair enough. I'm happy to have done that for you.
Where in A? Above Tarantula. Okay. Yep.
It's gonna go in middle. Actually, below Quaxley, high B.
Okay. Before we go on, I just want to say we're not doing the Great Ace Attorney tier list tonight.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That was gonna be extra if we blaze through this list, but we have hot takes.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll someday maybe do the Great Ace Attorney one, but
yeah,
we'll worry about that in the future. Well, now we get my Pepper Pokemon, and boy, do I love it, Scovillain. First of all, I just love its name, Scoville and Villain. The dex entries say the redhead. It does say the redhead converts spicy. Sorry, I never read it out loud. The redhead converts spicy chemicals into fire energy and blasts the surrounding area with a super spicy stream of flame. And then the violet
redheads in real life. That's also accurate.
And then the violet entry is another case of this is just the other half of the same entry, because it says the green head has turned vicious due to the spicy chemicals stimulating its brain. Once it goes on a rampage, there's no stopping it. You really need both these entries.
Yeah, a lot of these entries just feel like somebody wrote one entry and then they were like, cut it in half.
Yeah, but like, I love this thing. Not only is it our first grass fire Pokemon, not only is it a pepper, which I've been hoping would be our first grass fire Pokemon, but it looks so gnarly.
Yeah.
Like, and I like it. I like the gnarly look to it. Not every Pokemon needs to be cute, and I don't think a pepper needs to be cute.
Yeah.
It's another case of it's a gremlin. It's a little two-headed gremlin.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's been a while since I put one up here, but this is an S tier. This is
very good.
It's everything I've asked for a long time. And where is it going in S tier? I specifically asked for it, so it's going right below the Dunsparce and above.
That's fair. I was marred by me recognizing that Capsikid was a Kappa, and I just wanted more Kappa, and we got less Kappa.
That is fair.
So for me, it actually dropped when it evolved into C tier. I love it, and if it wasn't Capsikid's evolution, I would probably rate it higher. But it's just not enough Kappa
That's fair.
for me. And I did not necessarily desired for a grass, fire, pepper Pokemon, so I don't have that kind of impulse to be excited about.
Yeah,
But I do like it, and I think it's really strong.
I mean, there's not a lot of very specific Pokemon ideas that I want. So when it happens,
and it's like very rare. Like I don't think there's even any other Pokemon that would benefit as greatly as Scovillain would to be in a Sunny Day state. Like Sunny Day always felt like a double-edged sword. With Scovillain, it's just a win-win.
It is.
Fire attacks are stronger. Solar Beam is instant. Like you just win. So it's a good Pokemon.
And I actually glanced at the origin part of the Bulbapedia for it, and it says that the heads, the shape of them are based on Habanero or the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
And its appearance and behavior suggests inspiration from Kaiju or the Hydra. And also its polarized expressions based off of the sock and buskin theater masks. The green and red heads representing Thalia, muse of comedy, and Melpomene, muse of tragedy.
Oh, I see. I haven't seen one because I evolved it and then immediately put it in a box. So I haven't seen one enough to realize that they have smiling and angry faces.
Yeah.
I thought they were both different. I moved it up. It's low B.
Low what?
Low B now. I moved it from middle C to low B because it's a good Pokemon, and like you would want it to be in your. It's generally a good Pokemon.
You bumped up Capsikid a tier for me. I bumped up Scovillain a tier for you.
There you go.
We're even.
We're even.
But yeah.
Well, what is it? Tadpole? Tadbulb. I knew it was something about a light bulb.
So, this thing's evolution was, I think, the final Pokemon that they officially revealed before the game came out. But they did not reveal Tadbulb. In
an Iosphere stream, right? In an episode.
I guess. I was trying desperately to avoid all reveals at that point.
I was watching the stream. That's why I said that Iona favorite, because like I watched her streams.
Yeah, no, I was trying so hard to avoid it, but so many people wouldn't shut up about the evolution. I saw that thing, but they didn't reveal Tadbulb, and when I saw this, I mean, I knew it was going to evolve into that. But the Dex entry says Tadbulb shakes its tail to generate electricity. If it senses danger, it'll make its head blink on and off to alert its allies. And Violet says it floats using electricity stored in its body. When thunderclouds are around, Tadbulb will float higher off the ground. I could not unsee this thing as wearing a safety helmet. Like,
that's cute.
It doesn't look like a light bulb to me. It looks like a safety helmet, and I just...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that it's upright. I think I'd like it more if it was its body was horizontal, but it's always upright, and I don't like the way it looks. It feels weird to me. It's kind of I think, top of D tier. Like the highest D tier.
I would put it mid D below or Arboliva. And I got nothing to say. Yeah, other than what you said, I think it being upright is weird. I think it didn't look like it fit the environment it was from.
Yeah, it doesn't look natural to me. The safety helmet thing, while you kind of said that's cute, it doesn't look like a creature to me.
Yeah, it looks like a Pokemon that somebody put in the world in that area because they had to. Like, it doesn't look like something that would have lived in the area that it spawns in. Because it doesn't look like something that is alive.
Yeah. And then it evolves into Bellybolt with a Thunderstone.
That Belly bow.
When this Pokemon expands, it contracts its wobbly body. The belly button dynamo in its stomach produces a huge amount of electricity. And Violet says what appear to be its eyeballs are actually organs for discharging the electricity generated by the belly button dynamo. And
Yeah.
I do want to mention that there is a glitch that that was pointed out to me by friend Rashua when he was streaming. That it's consistent every time you would go inside of caves with it. Its fake eyes would warp to weird star shapes. I don't know why.
Gross.
But otherwise, like it's a fine frog, I guess. It's kind of cute. I'm not a big fan of frog Pokemon. We have a lot of frog Pokemon. I think we have a lot of some good frog Pokemon. But
Yeah.
it's cute enough that I'll put it on high C. I'll put it below Dolphin Friend, above Wug Trio.
I put it in low C above Houndstone, but Houndstone is the bottom of C tier, so don't have any strong opinions. It was really hard for me to unsee the fake eyes versus the real ones. Like,
yeah, I didn't realize until it was pointed out to me by Rashua when he's using it. I thought that I didn't realize, like, because that's a Violet entry that says that as.
Yeah, well, Iono talks about it on her stream about how, like, the whole thing.
I'm not an Iono viewer.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying you should be. No, I'm just saying. I knew about the eyes, so like when I fought it in the game, I was like trying to like actively see the eyes as eyes and not nose, and it was really hard because even if it was blinking, I'm like, oh, it's just like closing its nose holes, like whales do it.
Like you do.
Whales close their nose hole.
You calling me a whale?
I'm not calling you a truth.
Thank you, Josh. Okay.
Vroom.
Do we have to?
What is it? Is it called Varoom? Is that what it is?
I think it's Varoom. Where is this stuff? Yeah, Varoom.
Varoom is upsetting.
So,
next.
I've wanted a steel poison Pokemon for a long time. Let's just read the decks first. Scarlet said that this Pokemon was born when an unknown poison Pokemon entered and inspirited an engine left at a scrap processing factory. Okay, I don't even understand what that means. And Violet says the steel section is Varoom's actual body. This Pokemon clings to rocks, converts the minerals within it into energy to fuel its activities.
I feel like they were trying to go for like a Voltorb, like, oh, something is inside and brought it to life. That's what it, But
why is it a poison Pokemon?
Oh.
I don't fully see why this is poison steel, other than maybe it like pollution.
Yeah, it should have been Steel Ghost for sure.
I mean, it doesn't matter what it should have been. I wouldn't like it either way. It is too cartoony, and it's not even that it's too cartoony. I don't like that it's a disembodied engine.
Yeah.
Like, it's just an engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get maybe they're going for like Magnemite or Voltorb or something, but I don't. It's an F. It's an F. It is a. You know what? No, I can't put it lower than the middle stage.
Quaxwell. Yeah, nothing goes lower than Quaxwell for me. Nothing goes lower than Quaxwell for me. I'm gonna put it in F above Tarountula's evolution.
Fair.
I forgot what it is. And below Hero. Yeah, below Hero form, which is probably triggering for you, and I apologize.
No, it's fine.
I won't bring it up anymore.
I respect different opinions. I don't respect Revavroom.
Yeah, it's evolution as well, yeah.
Revavroom, it creates a gas out of poison and minerals from rocks. It then detonates the gas in cylinders, now numbering 8, to generate energy. And Violet says Revavroom viciously threatens others with the sound of its exhaust. It sticks its tongue out from its cylindrical mouth and sprays toxic fluids. Wow, this thing's an asshole.
Yeah.
I guess technically it's not a disembodied engine because it kind of has like a car like frame.
Yeah, out of rock, which is like could also just been rock steel or
I'll
rock
get out of the
ghost.
way and say it's still like a D for me. It's slightly better. This thing could have been at least a B, maybe an A, if the Pokemon was the entire car of those Starmobiles.
Yeah.
If that was like 5 forms, if this was just a cartoony car, cool, sure. I don't like it. Looks so bare.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a skeleton of a car. Like,
I don't. I mean, it might be a hot take, but I don't like. I didn't like the Starmobile gimmick at all. Like it didn't. Like they didn't need it. They truly did not need all of the Team Star leaders to have a Starmobile. That just seems
sure.
like. It just seemed like, I don't know. It could have been better.
Sure, and I have my own opinions about all that. I'm just saying if this thing was a big cartoony car, I would have rated it higher.
Yeah, I agree. Like if you can actually have access to the different Reverum forms in game, at the very least,
And
like that would have been better.
and Bulbapedia notes all the forms, types, and their abilities.
Yeah, they all
So
have different types, different abilities, different move sets.
yeah,
Like that could have been really good. Like Silvally with the RKS system. You know, like
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, sure, anything. Just this thing looks so bare and
Yeah,
bland.
it
And
felt like it was designed specifically to be a gimmick for the Team Star.
it's designed to be a gimmick that you can't even use the gimmick.
Yeah.
And it's
That
disappointing
said,
because it's a
though,
unique type, poison steel.
yeah,
That said, what? Do you have
we got
where?
our new friend
Where did you?
Orthor.
But where did you put River Room?
Oh, F below
Still,
the original. I like the original more than I like,
I
but they're
mean,
both.
I like that this at least is not just an engine, but it still needs more.
Yeah.